So welcome back in Insights from Day 3. And today the conversation turned towards the HI-AI white paper and the work I've been doing in human intelligence to help the integration of artificial intelligence. One of the areas I've focused on in my conversations with people is helping people understand why HI is so important. And so most organizations start with AI integration, and they find out that after they've started the integration that the capability set just isn't there in order for them to be successful. And so they start capability building in order to get to human intelligence to catch up. Then they find there's a bit of resistance in the actual learning, because the people don't know, why am I learning this, and I need to learn something that is deeply uncomfortable for me, and I'm not quite sure if I trust the organization well enough in order to do that. And so then the organizations realize that maybe their culture isn't ready in order for AI integration, so they start to change the culture. But the culture, of course, always insulates itself and protects itself, and so therefore the culture reacts and fights back against the attempts of the organization in order to create a more enabled culture. Terms come up, we're a fail fast culture, and most of you are sitting there say, yep, I know all that, and all of that, what you're saying, Matthew, is common sense. And my question to you is, why aren't you doing it? Why are you not building that level of capability and understanding and creating those psychological safe spaces for people to be able to risk and put personal risk on the table in order to be able to advance the organizational platform? And the reason that's not happening is because there is no trust. And when you have low trust, then people are often thinking about what's in it for me, and self-interest takes over, and people start to protect themselves. And so therefore, when you're integrating, when you start with integration, you have your first barrier, which is capability, you have your second barrier, which is culture, and you have your third barrier, which is trust or mutuality. And so just imagine you flip that on its head. Just imagine for one moment you started with mutuality to build trust. And once you've had trust, you could then work on the culture in order to create a fail-fast culture that allows people to have safe spaces in order to experiment and take responsibility for their actions and turn thought to action and run multiple different experiments. And now imagine that these people are seeking additional capability in order to be successful on that. And now you have three enablers for AI integration. You have trust, you have culture, and you have capability to drive that culture. But even more so is that the actual driving of the AI integration is no longer top down, but it is bottom up. It is fed by the people, run by the people, and they take accountability and responsibility for it. And they actually have ownership of that AI integration. The biggest thing we're doing wrong at the moment is we're not creating ownership when we're introducing the AI. It seems to be a compliance exercise rather than a transformational exercise to enable us to be the best organization we can be, and with that, for me, to be the best person I can be within that organization and be successful with that organization.